fades into dust. A transformation begins. A group of bearded pigs arrive in the clearing. Searching for the last bit of food. Before heading for the night.
अरे बाप ने ऐसे वाला नहीं है। हाँ ठीक ठीक। શું બોલે?
A turkey vulture prowls the darkening sky, using his evolved sense of smell to search for the last meal of the day.
Alright, in order to continue, we're going to need all the guests to please remain seated. We're going to need everyone to please be seated.
As the last rays of sunlight fade into darkness, a whole new world of mysterious and fascinating animals appeared. Welcome to the creatures of the night.
Alright, hello everyone! No, you know what? This is the first time. Well, hello everyone! There we go, much better. Now, welcome to Night Safari and to the Creatures of the Night presentation. Now, my name is Shalini and I will be your photographer for tonight's night walk. Now, my friends and I are going to bring you on a journey to discover animals that you might have never seen before. Now, earlier on, we had Bhima and Samudra, our bearded pigs, as well as Braveheart, our turkey vulture. And before we continue with the rest of the night walk, I do have two very important messages to share with all of you, so do bear with me, alright? Now, the first message is, throughout the entire night walk, we are going to need all the guests to please remain seated. Now, this is for your own safety and... Oh. Now, I'm sure everyone heard that sound. Now, focus your attention right up there. We are joined by Nanya, our Asian bear cat, also known as a binturong. Now, the first thing you know is his dark color, which is jet black fur. Now, this makes it very hard to spot them in the wild. Now, you also notice his very long tail, prehensile tail that is just as long as his body, and it is about 1 meter long. That tail is so strong that in the wild, they will hang off tree branches just like that to reach for tasty fruits. And if we are lucky, we're going to see Nanya show us just how strong that tail is. Down he goes. There we go. Okay, you know what? I think we can give a bigger round of applause for Nanya. There we go. Good job, handsome. Now, binturongs, sadly, they can be found all throughout Southeast Asia, but their population is decreasing. Deforestation is destroying their homes. No tall, healthy trees, no more bench rocks. These animals, they eat fruits, they disperse the seeds, which help the forest to grow. So let's not lose one of Asia's most beautiful animals. Now earlier on you saw Nanya rubbing his 2 feet against each other. Now what he's doing is actually called sand marking. So he's letting other animals who is going to use this branch know that he was there. Alright, heading back. Now for those of you who could not get a good look at that prehensile tail, don't worry because I'm going to show everyone a video. Now let's watch this. Now as I was saying, there's one very strong prehensile tail. It is able to take up the animal's entire body weight, which could go up to 50 kilograms. But a fun fact, because they are so heavy, they cannot swing tree to trees like monkeys. What they do is they'll climb down the tree, find something else that they want to climb up and rest there. Alright, and it looks like he has headed off, so it's time to share with all of you a little story. Now my next friend, Tanya traveled all the way to Japan to look for this animal in the wild. Now they are known as raccoon dogs, and in Japan they are called tanukis. Now in Japan you should be able to see tanuki statue everywhere. They are wise, they are cheerful, and despite their small size, they are very powerful. Now in a while we're going to be joined by our very own raccoon dog who was by the name of Karen, and here she comes. Now you must be wondering, is this a raccoon? Is this a dog? Or is this a bit of both because of the name? In fact, they are more closely related to the family of the foxes as well as the wolves. But unlike the foxes and wolves, raccoon dogs, they do hibernate throughout winter, and in order to do so, they will eat everything. And off she goes. Looks like she got what she was looking for. Let's say bye, Maron. Now sadly, millions of raccoon dogs are being bred in factories, kept in cages and killed for their fur. But we have to remember that cruelty is not fashionable, so let's do our part to give them the protection that they deserve. Alright, with that, why don't we continue our adventure and let's take it to the skies. Does anyone know what sound that is? That is right now, that was a familiar call of an owl. But from where exactly? Now, is it coming from up there? Or maybe over there? Well, you know what? They are often heard, but rarely seen. You know what? That sounds like a very familiar call. Oh.
Hi, Shani.
Hi, Adele. I'm sure you know where that sound is coming from.
I do. Hi, everyone. Yes, it sounded like Midnight, our Malay fish owl, and she should be. Oh, she's over there.
Right up there. There we go. Now, that's her trainer Sushi together with Midnight. Now, owls, they rely on their keen sense of hearing to hunt at night. And this species in particular, they enjoy the water so much that they will stay in it for quite a while as they wait for the prey to swim by. Now, once again, for your safety as well as the animals, we're going to need everyone, including the children, to please remain seated in order to continue. And if we're lucky, we're going to see Midnight fly all the way down to Adele. Now Midnight over here, she's about 14 years old, and she was hatched right here in the former Jurong Bird Park. And there we go. Now that was a very beautiful flight by Midnight. There we go. Now Malaysian owls are in fact one of the most common species of owls that you will be able to find right here in Singapore. Am I right, Adele?
You are right, Shani. And another one of my favorite things about Midnight here are her wingtips. They are really super soft. they allow her to fly almost completely silently, and rodents almost never hear her coming. This ability to hunt rodents so well has earned owls like Midnight the nickname, the friends of farmers, because they help keep the rodent population down.
That is right, friends of farmers, and we've got listening to Adele together with Midnight. Bye-bye. Now there's something else about owls that I find incredible, and it is the way that they're able to turn their heads. So we are going to invite our bird expert to introduce themselves. Hi, Darren.
Alright, hi everyone.
Oh, entrance with a bang, I can see that flapping. Now you notice that she was flapping her wings. You did not hear any sound coming from the wings at all. You only hear the wind. That is why owls are known as the silent hunters of the sky.
Now that's right. Now over here is Oscar, our Eurasian eagle owl, and she's here to show all of you something very, very special.
That is right, and just like the name suggests, they can be found in Europe as well as in Asia. And they are known to be one of the largest species of owls in the world. Now, though they're commonly spotted in the mountains as well as in the forest, sometimes you can spot them in the cities where they will hunt for rodents in landfills. Am I right?
Now that's right. You know, something so incredible about these birds is that they have fixed eye sockets. And what this means is that their eyes cannot move up, down, or left and right like we humans can. So instead, they rotate their heads to take a look around.
Rotate their head. You know what? We all know an owl can turn their head, but does anyone know to how many degrees? Now don't be shy, just shout out your answers. 170. Anything else? 360. A lot of 360. What about this side? Very quiet. Any answers? 270. Okay, you know what? Thank you all for helping. I have 180, 270, and 360. But I'm not going to share the answer just yet. We're going to have Oscar show us the correct answer. Oh, let's try that one more time. All the way. You know what? I was confused. I'm sure that was confusing. We're going to see that one more time. There we go. Now, you know what? An owl's correct answer is that they can turn their head 270 degrees. So that is 3/4 of a circle. And for those of you who said 360, that is a full circle, okay? The head is just gonna pop off. That is just wrong. Alright. Now, as I was saying, this is one of the largest species of owls in the world. They also have an incredible wingspan which can reach up to 6 feet in length, which is just as tall as Jiren, or maybe a little shorter. Alright, we've got this thanks to Jiren together with Oscar. Bye-bye.
Alright, bye everyone.
And guess what? I actually have a video of this head turn, so I'm going to show everyone. Alright, now let's look up there. There we go. Very interesting. Just a little bit freaky. Alright, now for my next friend, this animal, it is black. Okay, it is black. It is also white. And it is spiky all over. And it sounds like this. Now that is the sound of rattling quills. When this animal makes this sound, when it feels threatened or when it is irritated. Does anyone know what the animal could be? Porcupine. You know what? Really smart crowd. You are absolutely right. In a while, we're going to be joined by a very handsome Indian crested porcupine that goes by the name of Indra. Hi, buddy. Now they can be found in the tropical rainforest and even in the Himalayas. Now look at his quills. They look really, really big, but look what he can do. Alright, Indra, let's show them. There we go. Now they have collapsible quills which allows them to sleep in bars and logs just like that in the wild. Now it's a common misconception that porcupines can shoot up their quills. In fact, they cannot. When they feel threatened, they will make that rattling sound that was played earlier on to scare away the predators. And if that does not work, what they do is puff up their quills really, really big to make them look big and scary. poke their predators with their really sharp, pointy tips. Alright, off you go. Bye-bye. Now, Indian crested porcupines are one of the largest species of rodents that you will be able to find in India. And here in the night safari, we do have a few other species, so if you do want to check them out, you can spot them at the leopard trail. And off he goes, back to his trainer. With that, let's say bye to Pavitra together with Indra. Bye-bye. So, breathing. Alright, now as a photographer, we come across a vast array of different animals. Sometimes you may hear before you see them. Listen. Now there is many different calls used by the spotted hyenas to communicate with other members of the clan. Everyone meet Shaka, a spotted hyena. Now hyenas have powerful jaws, able to crush bones, even those of elephants and even zebras. Looks like she got spooked up by something over there, but not to worry. Now sadly, hyenas, they face a single threat: humans. They are deliberately hunted, poisoned and killed, but these animals, they deserve our respect as well as our protection. Now as a photographer, we come across so many different animals every day, but there are still many more that we may never see again.
The animals you met tonight and countless others share this planet with us. They take what they need and live in harmony with nature. We humans must learn to do the same. We all have only one home, Earth. And it is our job to protect it. Each of us can make a difference. Because the biggest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else will save it for us.
Alright, and with that, we